guys, welcome back to Ricky's Pretties. Today we are going to be decorating this pretty ceramic bunny rabbit. I got him at Hobby Lobby. However, you can find these at any ceramic store, and Etsy also has ceramic bunnies as well. So if your Hobby Lobby or Michael's doesn't carry these, there are other places you can get them. And we've got some scrap lace set out here. I have already predetermined where I'm going to be putting these pieces to expedite the video, and I have some E6000 here. We're going to be using that to place the lace first and foremost. So let's go ahead and get started. Now this is going to go around the leg, and because the part of the bunny rabbit's leg is curved here, I have gone ahead and pre-cut this lace here, and I'll show you what I did. You know, just gonna go not all the way through, but just a little bit into the lace to facilitate it curving around the leg without having to overlap it too much. It will help it just to go around the curve of the leg. Okay, so we're gonna start now. And this butterfly I'm going to place right here on top of his head. The first picture that I put up on the video shows you basically what you're going to need for this project, but I do have a list in the description box as well, so check that out if you don't get a good look at the picture when the video starts. Okay. Just going to apply some E6000, a little bit. And we're just going to place that here. You want to make sure it's stuck down good, so if there's any places that you didn't get enough glue, go ahead and add some and make sure that it sticks. Like this here, I didn't get enough right there, so we're just going to make sure it sticks down. We're going to be adding Mod Podge to this, so don't worry if it's not secure in every little tiny spot, but you just want it to be secured as well as possible. And we want to make sure that this butterfly is centered, which he's not, so I'm going to straighten him out a little bit. And you can use any pieces of lace that you have. I'm just using what I have on hand. This butterfly I got from Debbie at Kiki's Sale. It is one of my favorite places to find lace and little bebobs for crafting. She's got a lot that she offers on her Facebook page, so check it out if you haven't already. Oh yes, and please like and subscribe this video if you like it. It's a new channel, so I can use all the help I can get. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to put this lace across the back here. And this is kind of a big piece of lace, so we may make a mess. We're going to use this later, so I'm going to set that aside. Let's see here. Okay. This is probably going to make a mess because I'm going to need quite a bit of glue for this. I'm just going to stick it down. You don't have to cover the entire piece of lace with glue, but you do want to get, especially around the edges for sure, and some in the middle. Probably going to get this everywhere, but that's okay. It happens. Hope everyone is well today. And maybe out enjoying the sunshine a little bit. of have a headache, so I'm not going outside today. The cedar is really bad right now, and I have allergies, so we're just going to stay indoors. I don't need a cedar headache today. Okay, hope y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm just sticking it down, basically, so you can see that's what I did. All right. Okay. Next piece, I'm going to put right here. This was from the same strip of lace that I had, and I just kind of fixed it to where it's going to go basically like this. Maybe about right there. Okay. Make sure you've got the right side up. I know lace is kind of hard to tell sometimes, but there is a right and a wrong side to it. And you want to make sure the pretty side is up. We are going to be painting over it, but you still want the nice little ridges and everything on that is present on the right side part of the lace. I am making a big mess with this. That's okay. Alrighty. And this is going to go right here, thereabouts. I'm going to tip him up so I can make sure I've got it where I want it. Scoot it up just a little bit. Just a hair. Get it? Hair. I know I'm silly, y'all. I'm a little silly. She'll haven't figured that out yet. Okay, so that's on there now, and then this little piece, get this glue off of my fingers, is going to go on the tail right here. This particular lace just lended itself so well to the shape of this bunny rabbit. I just couldn't be any more pleased with this. And I got this lace from Debbie too, so. I do get my craft supplies from other areas. Hobby Lobby, Michael's are a couple of favorites. There are a lot of craft supply pages and groups that you can get on Facebook, which are nice because then you can get some really unique things that you can't find at the store because these people are from other parts of the country and sometimes other countries, and you can get access to all kinds of unique things that you wouldn't be able to get a hold of if you were shopping just in your own hometown. So that's one of the nice things I think about being able to shop in groups on Facebook. Okay, so that bunny rabbit, the back is pretty much done. And I think it looks really pretty. Don't worry if you got glue other places. It's going to be fine because we're going to be painting this and we're going to be Mod Podging over it. So if anything's, you know, just a slightly imperfect, don't worry about it, you know, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now we are going to turn our attention to the legs here. And I'm going to leave the bunny rabbit sitting up for this part. Hopefully you can see, but our lace is just going to be going right here. And it's going to go around and down to the back. And I'll show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to start it out right here. And I am just going to apply this to the bunny itself because I just think that'll be easier than trying to stick it to the lace since I know exactly where this is going to go. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try not to get too happy with it, but I do tend to get quite a bit. I don't want it to drip everywhere though, so. Okay. That's probably plenty. And I'm going to put this here. Start it out right there. And you can now see how cutting that lace is facilitating our process of getting it to curve around that leg. It's just like if you were cutting a seam when you're sewing, you know, it's just like making a notch in your fabric so that your fabric lays down pretty. That's the same principle that we used here. And I'm gonna need to add just a little bit of glue so that I can get this tamped down good. We're just gonna stick it on the lace itself. In the areas where I did not get the glue. You don't really want those edges sticking up, so not if we can help it. So just, you know, apply it liberally if you need to. Put a little extra on there. That's fine. That little piece just doesn't want to stay down, so we're just going to put a good little glove on it and stick it. There. Okay, I think that's really pretty. All right, we're going to move on to the other side now. Just going to turn and put our other piece of lace over here. Just a little, I'm going to turn that. There. Okay. And now we're going to put some more glue here. I'm going to put it a little further down this time because I didn't quite get it wide enough last time. I kind of underestimated the actual width of my lace. Okay, very good. Now let's lay this on here. Oh, I got way too much this time. That is okay. Maybe not. Yep, just about right, really. Take some of that excess off. Like I said, if you get too much, don't really worry about it because it's not going to show when we are all done with this. It's just not. And if it does, you know, it'll create a little bit more texture. I'm going to just kind of push this into place. This is why we're not using hot glue, because I want it to stay permanently and because I want to be able to maneuver it. If I don't get it down in the right place. This lace is being especially contrary, sometimes our little craft projects are contrary. And this is being contrary. It doesn't want to stay down good, but we're going to make it stay down. Stay. I'm sorry if I got out of frame. I've got little old lady eyes, so sometimes I can't see if the project is far enough away from me, so I tend to pull things into me and forget that I'm on video. Because I'm not adept at making videos just yet, but I'm trying. Look, I've got this glue everywhere. Okay, so that looks nice. I like how that is. And we've got one more piece of lace to apply. This is looking really pretty right now. I like it. It's going to be pretty when we get it all done. And I'm going to go ahead and put this piece front and center right here. I've cut it out to go like this. So that's where we're going to put it. Okay. And so I am going to apply this to the lace. Okay, right side. Concentrating on the outside edges for sure, because we want those, as we talked about earlier, to be tamped down good. I don't know if tamped is a word, but I use it all the time. Tamp it down, girls, tamp it down. Just stick it down good. Okay. If you are sensitive to glue and you don't like getting it on your hands, you can use gloves for this, but I don't because it doesn't really hurt me any. It washes off with water and I'm not really allergic to anything, so. I'm, well, at least glue, allergic to cedar. I'm kind of fortunate in that area. I can use resin and things like that without much trouble. Some of my friends can't do that. Okay guys, so this is gonna go here. Let's see if we can get it in the right spot without having to shift it around too much. Pretty close. We want to center it. Okay. Very good, very good. Okay, now you can see how we have decorated our bunny. And don't worry if the neck's a little plain. We've got another, we're gonna put this piece of lace here around the neck after everything is done. So don't worry if this is a plain spot up here. If you don't want to put anything around the neck, then you don't have to. You can add more lace wherever you want. This, make it your project. I always tell you guys that because, you know, this is just a DIY and you can make it your own any way that you want. Okay guys, so we're gonna let the bunny dry. We're gonna let everything get real nice and dry, and then we'll come back and do the next step. Okay guys, welcome back. We've got our rabbit and our glue is pretty well dry, and we've got some moist towelettes that I've sprayed down with extra water. I have mixed up some paint using, let's see, what color is this? Theocyline blue. I don't even know how to say that, but it's this bright blue color. I used this, and I used black, Mars black, and I used white. You can use whatever acrylic paint you have on hand. You do not have to use these. If you have the kind like this in the bottle, you can use that. It really doesn't matter as long as it's acrylic. And you're going to need a spray bottle, and you're going to need some water. And I've got a little sponge brush here and a few paint brushes on hand as well. So we're going to start right now doing our rabbit. Okay, I am just going to, let's start on the back. Oops, and of course I've already started making a mess because that's what I do. Okay. So I'm start with bunny tail. And I'm going to get a dab of this blue. And it's going to be kind of watered down. I don't really need it to be, doesn't need to be too thick. And we're just going to go over this a little bit. Gonna kind of go around it. And then we're going to wipe it. And just kind of spread that paint around. And then I'm going to use my little sponge brush to kind of go over the tail. And around the back of the bunny. Don't worry if it's a little blotchy in some places, because we're really just trying to make this look antique-y, so it doesn't matter. And gonna kind of go around the tail a little bit. I'm gonna spray that with water and kind of wipe it to blend it. You're gonna need a lot of these towels. And we're just gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna get a little full strength and kind of go around my lace a little bit better with that. Just the edges of it. And this up here, we're just going to go around. I want the darker part around the outside edges of the lace. A little lighter in certain places. And see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of spreading the color around with my rag. go in with my brush and detail some of these areas of the bunny. And we'll continue on in this fashion until he's all blue. Okay guys, our bunny's blue, and that's what we want. We want him to be all blue, and we're gonna let him dry, and then we're gonna come back and do some more. Okay guys, we're back, and our blue bunny is dry, and I have mixed up some paint for the eyes and the nose. For the nose, to get the shade of pink I wanted, I used some bright pink acrylic paint, and I mixed it in with a little white and a little brown, and it made it kind of a mauvey pink color. And then to start off with, for the bunny's eyes, I mixed in some brown with a little bit of yellow to warm it up, and just a tad little bit of white, and we've got a little bit of black here, and we have a blob of white as well. And I've got a little bit of tissue here so that we can rinse and dry our brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this little pink nose. And I'm going to just load my brush up. You need the acrylic paint to be, you know, pretty damp, because the ceramic is going to absorb the paint. So if you have it just a little bit wet, it works better and goes on a little more smoothly. And that's a little bit too runny. We're going to use our paper towel and blot that. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's dry that a little bit. Get a little more. It's still too wet. I think the water is running down my brush there, but that's okay. We can take care of that right now. Alright. Good thing about acrylic is if you've got a place on there that you don't like, you just get more water and put it on there and it will come off. Usually. For the most part. He's got a little bit right there, but I think it's fine. It's cute. Okay, and now rinse it out, and we're gonna do his eye, one eye at a time. And then we're gonna get the lighter brown for his eye. We're gonna do the lighter brown first. Yep. Dry this part of my brush off so that it doesn't run like that. Okay, that side is done with the light brown, and we're gonna do this side now. Just go over the white part of his eye there. Sorry, I'm quiet. It's because I'm concentrating. Okay. He's got the start of some pretty little brown eyes. Okay, now I want to make part of his little eyeball a little bit darker. So I'm just going to go in with the brown. And I'm going to give him a nice brown. A nice pretty brown eyeball. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Get in frame here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. He's nice and pretty. He's got pretty eyes. We're going to add a little more detail to those eyes. So we're going to give him a little pupil with the black. I'm going to get that a little more loaded up there. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We want him looking forward, so we're going to put it about right here towards the front. We're just going to make a little round black dot. Very cute. That side's a little bigger, so I'm going to make this side, I'm going to balance it out and make this one a little bigger too. There we go. Very cute. You can see his little eye. I'll hold it up higher so you can see what we did. Okay. And now we need a little highlight. So we're going to put a little dot of white. And I like to look at him straight on so I can see where to put it. I'm going to put it about right here. And same thing over here on the other side, about right here. And you can see what that does, and it gives him to where he's looking forward. And you can see where we put that little dot on each side. And now his little eyes are all finished. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to define his nose just a little bit and go over his mouth with the brown. I don't want to use black for that because black's a little too harsh. But we're just going to kind of go in here and define his little nose a little bit. With the brown. You can kind of see what I'm doing with the brown. I'm just kind of going over his nose and where his little mouth is. We're just kind of going with a simplistic idea here, so I don't really want to get too carried away We can put a little bit of a line up here too, very lightly, just to kind of define, you know, where his nose is. Just very lightly. And we can contour that a little bit. Just to kind of give you more of that antique look. See what I did? I just put a little brown wash around his nose. So, okay. His nose is all done and his eyes are done. We're gonna let those dry. Oh, we're gonna do his ears too. Let's do his ears. I almost forgot about his ears. We want to put some pink inside his little ears here. I'm going to use my bigger brush for that. And we're going to use the same mauve, but we're just going to do a little pink wash. We don't want his ears to be really pink. We don't want real pink ears, so we're going to wet our paint down good. Got a little spray bottle here. That's always good to have with acrylic paint. And we're going to just kind of make a little wash. I'm going to dry the silver part of my brush off though, because that tends to go everywhere. And we're just going to wash this. A wash is basically just a thinned out paint is all a wash is. And this doesn't have to be perfect either, just basically covering the inside of his ear, giving him some little pink ears. How cute is that? So cute. Okay. And we're going to do the other side. Same way. Just a little pink wash. All right. Isn't that cute? That's so cute. I'm in love with this little bunny rabbit. He's so cute. Okay, so this is what he looks like, and we're going to come back in just a minute to put his Mod Podge coat on him. Okay? I'm going to clean up and I'll come back. Okay guys, we've got our Mod Podge, and we've got our trusty sponge brush, and we've got our beautiful little blue bunny rabbit. He's so pretty, but he's going to be even prettier because we're going to put some Mod Podge on him. Okay, and so let's see, how do I want to begin? I think I'm going to start with the top and work my way down. And my dog is going to bark because there are people outside walking around, so if you can hear her, I'm sorry. She probably won't stop for a while. Oh, there's another dog going by, that's why. She is a feisty little thing. Just gonna give this a real good coat. Don't forget his ears. We're going to put this over the lace and everything. Everything gets Mod Podge. And don't worry if it's a little thick, it will dry. Just want to give it a good coat. And it's going to dry clear too, so. This is going to seal our project and make it look pretty. Prettier, I should say. It already looks pretty. Okay, we've got him all Mod Podged, and we're just gonna set him down and let him dry. And then we will come back. Okay guys, our cute little bunny is all dry, and he is adorable. He's really, really cute. And we are going to be putting the final touch on, which is his little lace collar. And it is going to go right like this. Yep, just like that. So I'm going to start, let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to add some E6000 to these two pieces in the middle here. And we are going to also secure it with hot glue as well. I like the E6000 because it has a permanent hold. And once it dries, this isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to put it on like we did the other lace pieces, concentrating around the edges here. And just getting it pretty well coated. Okay. I'm going to set him up so that I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put a dot of glue right here where he's at in the middle so that I can stick this down real quick. So I'm going to make sure I get it centered, and I'm going to stretch it slightly. This lace is a little stretchy. And I'm just going to hold that in place till that hot glue sets. And then we'll make sure the rest of it gets stuck down good. So you can see where we put it. Now if the lace you are using doesn't have a center to it like this one does, really, like, it may not be as important to get it exact centered. I'm just going to kind of push that down. Okay, and now we're going to turn him around and secure the rest. I'm going to go ahead and do this side first. I can't see. Okay, so I'm going to put E6000 here. And around the borders of the lace. So that will stick nice and well. And I'm going to set it up so I can see. And I'm just going to stretch it around to the back. Push this in place. And then I'm going to add a spot of glue here. Make sure it holds. Clip around the glue strings. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. This one really is cute. gonna put it on the lace, especially on the edges there and here. And let's set him up so I can see. And we're gonna stretch it around. Push it down in place. And you can see how it just meets up in the back. And that is what we want. And I'm gonna secure that other side with a little dot of glue just to make sure that it stays while it's drying. And there we have it. It's beautiful. So you can see there's the back and the sides and the front. And then we've got the other side over here. He's beautiful. All right, guys, that concludes our project. I hope you'll join me for videos to come. Thank you for tuning in to this one, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.